So here to talk about this team from Chop and Change, we have Joe Lucia on the line right now. Joe, welcome into the show. How's it going?
Hey, Tyler. Thanks for having me this morning.
Talk about this Braves team as far as the standings go. I mean, at this point in time, are they a playoff team?
I definitely think they're a playoff team. We all predicted that coming into the season. They've had a chokehold on the wild card all season. They've struggled a little bit since the break, and the lead's been dwindled down to a little bit over the Diamondbacks, but they still have a pretty sizable lead right now. The schedule's about to get a lot easier with the series against the Marlins and Cubs, so they have plenty of time to pick up some space there. And you know what? The Braves have just been in a position to get to the playoffs every year since Tommy Hanson has come along. And with him struggling right now, the team is not doing as good as they should be. Hanson allowed 4 homers in the last start. That's not good. The team needs him to get back on track. All the starting pitchers have been kind of bad since the break. Jair Durkin just went on the DL. Derek Lowe's been really bad. So that's the big key for them is the pitching. If the pitching can keep it up, then the Braves should be able to get into the playoffs. If not, it could be another long winter for us.
So, I mean, you mentioned the pitching, but you also got to make sure you're hitting. I mean, you know, a couple of the guys are coming around at the plate. You know, Dan Uggla, who struggled heavily at the beginning of the season, now has that big-time hitting streak. We'll talk about him in just a few minutes. But let's focus on one guy, because you published a post. It's basically right on the front top of the page right now, above the fold for everybody out there. Take a look at this one. And you talk about Jason Heyward and his struggles. Talk a little bit about Jason Heyward. You know, what is the reasoning for this? I mean, you made some pretty good arguments in there. You know, is it the fact that he's swinging at too many pitches? Is it the hitting coach? I mean, realistically, Jason Heyward, what is his problem this year?
Well, the team got a new hitting coach this offseason in Larry Parrish. And Parrish has been preaching aggressiveness from the get-go. And Hayward's that kind of hitter who's just stay back and be patient and wait for his pitch. He's swinging at a lot more pitches this year, and he's not making better contact. His line drive rate is down, and his infield pop-up rate is way up, and that is really costing him. Thus, he's struggling really badly. And it's at the point right now where he's actually getting benched a little bit in favor of Jose Constanza, who's a career minor league slap hitter. And I don't think that's a good move for the long run of the team. Hayward's struggling against lefties. I'll openly admit that. But he's not going to learn how to hit lefties if he's sitting on the bench. He should be playing every day, even though he's struggling. He'll eventually get out of it, and that's what the Braves need right now. They need him to be hitting. He hasn't been that bad lately. He reached 3 times on yesterday's game and got double switched out, which didn't make a lot of sense to me at the time. And the Braves just need him in the lineup every day.
Now, well, let's kind of wrap it up. Let's talk a little bit about Dan Uggla. Now, he's a guy, before we get into him, is he considered to be a fan favorite? I mean, how was he liked amongst the fans down there?
Well, see, here's the thing about Dan Uggla. He was traded for a fan favorite in Omar Infante, so immediately from the get-go, the fans had a grudge against him. When he started off slow, the hatred was just, I can't even describe it. The fans hated him so much. Some of the smarter fans and a lot of the more sabermetrically inclined fans realized he's just struggling. He's having some bad luck right now. He'll come around. And now since the beginning of July when he's hitting, the fans are trying to jump on that bandwagon and start cheering for Uggla. But, man, there's still some level of hate there. He could have 3 hits in a game and strike out once, and they just focus on the 1 strikeout as opposed to the 3 hits.
Well, what about now at this point in time? I mean, he is riding high. He's a guy that's definitely kept this team playing good baseball. I mean, not defensively necessarily with the one he threw 50 feet or 50 rows into the stands the other night. But talk about his ability to hit right now. I mean, 28 games. I mean, are people starting to come around a little bit more now because of this?
He's a beast right now, and a lot of the smarter fans are coming around and realize, hey, you know what? This is the guy we needed. This is the huge power hitter the team needed, and we should give him some love. He has just been an absolute terror right now. I think during his hitting streak, he got 12 homers, which is pretty crazy. And with Brian McCann out of the lineup, that's something the team needs right now. They need that power surge. Uggla's giving that to them right now. And I really think that Dan Uggla is going to be a huge factor down the stretch.
So, Joe Lucia, Chop and Change. Honestly, man, a real big pleasure having you on. Thanks so much for taking time out of the day, especially on such short notice.
Hey, thanks a lot for having me.